6th parsha, at the end of the parsha, we read the story of Aaron and Miriam. They spoke about Moshe. We all know the story. Moshe Rabbeinu left his wife because he was in constant contact with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and his level of nevuah was not possible, that he should continue his normal way of family life. Aaron and Miriam thought that was not proper. We all saw our Nevi'im. The whole Klal Yisrael saw HaKadosh Baruch Hu, listened to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We're all Nevi'im. Why does he think he's better than us? HaKadosh Baruch Hu explained to them, no. Everybody sees with a mare, with a mare means with a vision. Everybody sees a nevuah, but Moshe Rabbeinu is pale darabai, as if to say face to face. Kaviochal HaKadosh Baruch Hu speaks with Moshe Rabbeinu on a different level, the nevuah of Moshe Rabbeinu, and therefore, yes, Moshe Rabbeinu leaves his wife and you don't. But then HaKadosh Baruch Hu gets Kaviochal angry, and he says, "Madua lo yireis mudar b'avdi Moshe." Vayichaf Hashem bam vayelech. Pasuk Ches and Tes. They talk about the anger of HaKadosh Baruch Hu and the words that he used. Why weren't you afraid? Why weren't you scared to talk about my Eved, my loyal servant Moshe Rabbeinu? The Sforno pays attention to this word lo yireisim. Why weren't you scared? Why did you do it? It was But the Torah uses an interesting, HaKadosh Baruch Hu uses an interesting word, lo yireisim. You weren't scared. What does it mean you weren't scared? Sforno says like this. Says, what was your thought process? Kaviyachal HaKadosh Baruch Hu was analyzing Aaron and Moshe's thought process when they spoke about Moshe. What did you think? Moshe Rabbeinu is the leader of the Jewish people. So what did you think? You think that I knew and I see what he's doing, but I didn't say anything. I decided to be quiet. I decided to let it pass. Why? You think it was such a terrible thing that he left his wife? You didn't think that I would comment on it? What did you think? I knew about it, and you think that I wouldn't comment on it. Okay, what could be the other option? The other option is, maybe you think that this slipped by. I didn't notice that he left his wife. Maybe you think that I, the all-knowing, the almighty God, didn't realize that Moshe left his wife. Is that what you think? Then the Sforno says three very important words. Zu koshem in 4 words. Zu koshem in Rishayna. This is worse than the first option. If you think that I, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, picked Moshe and I'm leading the Klal Yisrael in the Midbar all these years and I'm doing everything and I didn't realize that he left his wife, I missed that moment, you think that happened? Zu koshem. That's worse than anything. That's even worse than the first option. You think that I knew and I decided not to say anything. That's okay. That's a pretty bad analysis of how I run Klal Yisrael. But you think that I didn't know about it? You think that I just forgot? I didn't realize. Zu koshem Rishayna. I remember many years ago, Rav Shach was still alive, and there was some sort of stories, and I don't remember what it was, but there was certain Rabbanim who were in opposition, came out against Rav Shach's position on a certain issue. And at that time, Rabbi Yishvei, Zecher Tzadik Livrocha, also one of the founders of our community, of our yeshiva, of Alei Yaakov, in those days he gave a shmuz to his Talmidim in Philadelphia, and I got a tape of it. I was learning in Eretz Yisrael. Then, together with some of his Talmidim, we listened to what he had to say about this. And he said like this, he said, when HaKadosh Baruch Hu places a person in a position of leadership, especially such a leadership as Rav Shach had, he enjoyed widespread support among all the Lithuanian yeshivas, all the Lithuanian, the Litvish community. Every question came to him. And now, all of a sudden you think that Rav Shach made a mistake. It's possible, he's human, maybe he made a mistake. But he made such a global mistake and you're coming out against him. So, said Rabbi Yishrei, what did you think? What did you think happened to the Hashkoch Eliyah? What do you think happened to the Hashkoch? That HaKadosh Baruch Hu put Rav Shach in that position. And he didn't get into that position by himself. He accepted it from the Briskerov, as we know, and he explained that also. The whole Messiah of how the leadership came to be. That Rav Shach was at that point the undisputed leader of the entire yeshiva world. And we know from the Mishnah in Pirkei Avos, the first and second parak, not only is important to learn what the people said and who said it, but how the Messiah went. There was Yesi ben Yez, Yesi ben Yechanan, who were Mekabel Torah from Antigonus ben Seichel Shimon HaTzadik. Antigonus ben Seichel was the Talmud of Shimon HaTzadik. Shimon HaTzadik was from the Yeshayah Knesset Sagdel. It's important to have Shmai and Naphtali and Hillel and Shammah. It's important to know the Messiah because it's not just facts and figures. It's the leadership of the Klal Yisrael, and it's the system of how Klal Yisrael works. This is what keeps us going as a community. That we have a community structure, we have community, and we have leadership within the communities, and then we have leadership of Klal Yisrael. This is hashkocha. This is not just coincidental. And by coming out in such a fashion against something that Rav Shach decided and against a decision, no, it can't be like that. It has to be a different way. The decision has to be different. And then Rabbi Yishrei, he repeated the words this morning: Zu kosher min Rishayna, Zu kosher min Rishayna. This is something that can destroy the entire system, the system of leadership that we have in Klal Yisrael. We start questioning not only the leaders, but the hashkacha of HaKadosh Baruch Hu putting this leader in this place at this time, which is a very, very carefully thought out kaviyachol HaKadosh Baruch Hu's plan in the way the Klal Yisrael works. We all have opportunities to meet people who are in positions of leadership, people who are the Einei Hadar, the Einei Ha'eda. It is incumbent upon us, each and every one of us, to do the best we can, to do our maximum hishtadlus, to come in contact with these people. These are the people who HaKadosh Baruch Hu placed in this position, and we daven for them, al tzaddikim, al chasidim. We daven for them 3 times a day. Shemona Esrei, HaKadosh Baruch Hu should keep them healthy, should keep them alive, and give them kayach and the strength to continue leading Klal Yisrael as HaKadosh Baruch Hu wished for many, many, many years. Good Shabbos.